The power of fellowship. The power of fellowshipping amongst one another. And I want to give a great shout out to my boy K Ray, which I just looked at your video that just touched my heart so much, man. Touched my heart so much about us as brothers, and even going back from a long time ago as youth. And the power of fellowship is so important. And y'all, me and my boy K Ray just had a dynamic time. We went out to eat, talking about the word and just looking around at the world. Y'all will see some of these videos K Ray just gonna post about what we was just doing and having fun and having a sense of humor, but at the same time keeping it real. And we stopped by the women's shelter, even in the restaurant, man. We was just looking around and folks having altercations inside of the restaurant, man. Black lady and white man get into it in the middle of the restaurant. I thought they was finna start fighting or whatever. And we learned how to laugh and stuff, man. I tell y'all, man, sense of humor is so important, but fellowshipping with my brother, that's why I love to get outside of church, man, and hang around the folks that keep it real. Not the folks that stay holding down, they ain't never done nothing wrong, but the folks that have been through something and keeping it real. Most people can't keep it real, man. But I wanted to just talk about fellowshipping for a moment, especially with us men, hanging with other men and keeping it real as a man. Me and K-Ray can sit down and we're going to keep it real as a man, as men, excuse me. And we was talking about going back from when we growed up all the way to now, and how rough we had growing up and the things we saw and dealt with, how we all should have been dead or on the corner selling dope or locked up in the penitentiary. And when you fellowship, you can talk about your faults. You can talk about your problems, and then you got somebody in front of you who ain't judging you for what you have done in the past or what you're doing now. That's beautiful. That's how we supposed to be, but sad thing is it's not like that. The power of fellowshipping, man. And it helps us grow as men. Y'all know I've been doing that book, reading that book, The Measure of a Man. How God looks at us and the way we supposed to be. And if we can't sit down and talk to each other, encourage each other, man, I'll tell you, we in bad shape. And I want to just give you another shot, K-Ray. I've been missing you, my brother. You've been 21 years, like you said, man. 21 years we've been kicking it together. We've been knowing each other strong. 21. And like you said in your video, some of the people we grew up with didn't even make 21 years old. But we got 21 years of being friends, bro. I like to say it's even longer than that. And missing your grandma so much, you brought tears in my eyes in that last video thinking about Momo. But I know Momo is so proud of you, man, and the things you are doing now. You got your family. You're a father. You being a father, man, and even though you didn't really have one growing up, you didn't have no mother neither. How they gave you away as a child. I'm a living witness, bro. You was my friend. We was kicking it day to day, man. And all the way up to now, we still alive, bro, and we still kicking it in the fellowship. Oh, man, then the word of God don't make it no better. It's just keeping us it draws us even closer as we were sitting down at that restaurant, man, just talking, man. And I was looking at that man and that woman getting into it, and I said, you know what, K-Ray, life, man, is so short, and people are so foolish, and people would do anything to kill you nowadays over who parked in my spot. As that lady was fussing at that man for parking his truck the wrong way, and one thing led to another. I just looked at that as an example of how ignorant we are, man, as people. And I'm not just talking about black folks. I'm talking about all people with their ignorance. Everybody ain't ignorant, but most people that do this stuff is ignorant, man. And when you stand up for what you believe in, you'll find yourself getting cussed out or killed. The power of fellowship, man, is just beautiful. And I'm glad that we can sit down and fellowship as men, talk about what's real as men. You can school me on things from being married, and I'll be talking to you about the single life and how hard it is and the things that I'm dealing with. And every time I leave you, man, I feel better. Because everybody thinks you got to wait to go to church to fellowship. You got to go to another church to fellowship. We going over here to Mount such and such this evening. No, you can fellowship at your house. You can go out to eat. You can get outside of the church. Some of y'all need to get away from the church anyway. and sit down and go eat somewhere and have a real talk conversation. It ain't even got to be about church. So K-Ray, once again, I want to give a great shout out to you. And I just want to say the title of this video, The Power of Fellowship. Let's fellowship with one another, love each other, and encourage each other. God bless you. God keep you, man. I'll talk with you later. Everybody, y'all take care.